Hello everyone. With the coming of generative AI, what is a skill that we need is one of the most debated and discussed topic in higher education today. But I believe we are not focusing on the most important question here. When it comes to a skill, there are two very important components of a skill. In order to acquire a skill, you need a process and a method by which you acquire a skill, and depending on the process and the method that you go through, it will define the quality of the skill that you have. For example, you and your friend might be studying the same module but in a very different university. And that university might actually follow a very different way of teaching and learning. And so depending on that, you and your friend will actually have a very different quality of understanding about that module. The second aspect of a skill is that no matter what skill it may be, a skill has these three very important components, which are knowledge, ability, and judgment. And so today, even with the coming of generative AI, the question is not about what kind of skill do we need. We need all the skill that we needed even before the coming of generative AI. The question is about what is the process and method that we take in order to acquire a skill. In the age of generative AI, the new process and a method have to be created using generative AI in order to acquire any kind of skill. Obviously, when people talk about skill as such, they are talking about careers and employability. And so if you are a student or a scholar in a university which is implementing a lot of new kind of teaching and learning process and method using generative AI, you are in a very good place. But if you're someone who doesn't have that accessibility and that position, you will have to find ways to learn this new method and process of learning how to use generative AI and acquiring any kind of skill. If you have any questions, please put in the comment section. I'll address it in the upcoming reel.